Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. From my voice, you can see that I am very excited because I have good news for you guys today. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So if this is your first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, in this space, all I do is I share with you my data analysis journey. I have transitioned from nursing into the data analyst career path, and I've been sharing with you my struggles, getting job, learning new skills, upgrading and upskilling myself, everything along my journey. That's what I share with you on this YouTube channel. My name is Favor, but my friends call me Faye, and this is Data with Faye. So if you're interested, please do subscribe to this YouTube channel. I promise you, you'll be learning one or two from this YouTube channel because I'm giving you the raw, unfiltered details. Okay, I'm giving you it is actually going. I'm not coming here to tell you, oh, data analyst career is an easy career or whatsoever. No, girl, it's not easy. You have to put in the work, and I will be telling you, I'm sharing my story with you. I'm doing that. Okay, so ensure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and guys, I can't wait to see you in this video. So guys, if you can remember, in one of my video, I told you about, or I talked about how Upwork is after my life, right? I told you about how Upwork is after my life. I have been applying for jobs on Upwork and I haven't been gotten any. Guys, just guess what happened? I got my first Upwork job. I'm so excited. Like, the last video I posted, I told you how somebody came into my DM via email and he requested for my data analysis service, right? And that was my first ever data analyst job I did, right? And just last week, yeah, I don't know when you'll be seeing this video, but as at the point I'm creating this video, just last week, Saturday, Sunday, I got my first offer gig, and I'll be gisting you how it came about. So ensure to watch this video to the end. So let me just throw it a bit back to last year. Okay, as of last year, I was applying for many jobs because I really wanted to get a job. Last year, I was pregnant with my baby, and at that period of time, all I wanted to do, what I wanted to do right from when I was young, I always wanted to, be this working class lady, work and all that. So switching my career from nursing into data analyst field, I wanted to, get a job before I gave birth. I knew our motherhood tends to change everything. You as a young girl, you might have your plans and everything, and when you give birth, everything just changes, right? So I just wanted to get that aspect of my life figured out. Like I wanted to get something doing before I gave birth to my baby. So last year I applied for plenty jobs. Like I was applying back to back and I was getting the rejection letters back to back also. I felt so bad, like I felt so sad last year because it was as if all my effort I was putting in, I wasn't getting any, any positive feedback in return. So that was last year. Around last year, I gave birth and I had my baby, and I couldn't keep up with working on projects or creating content or whatsoever. I just had to focus on my baby. I gave birth around November, December last year. Okay. So this year, with everything, every new year, everybody has this mantra, new year resolution and all that. This year, I made a resolution to myself. I know one of my previous video I've talked about this when I said I made a resolution. I made a resolution to myself that I I don't have the powers regarding me getting a job, but what I have control over was for me to improve my skill, right? Like I cannot give myself a job, but I can improve my skill for somebody to give me a job. So I decided that since I cannot give myself a job, I was going to improve my skill. So I had two resolutions. I know I've just been focusing on just this one, and probably in one of my videos or whatever, I'll talk about my other year resolution since the year is already coming to an end, right? So for this resolution was like a major pain point to me, right? It was one of my major pain points. So I said, God, I just want to improve on my data analyst skill this year. Since I already have a baby, and there's no way I, not really, there's no way, it's not really likely for me to, go ahead and apply for jobs now because I have a newborn that I have to tend to. Then I should just spend my time improving on my skill. That is what I could do. So that's what I decided on. That was how I went about improving on my Tableau skill for this year. And guys, I am so grateful I made that decision. That one dashboard a month has really turned my life around. Like, I am so so grateful I made that decision. Looking back now, if somebody had told me that at this time this year I will get my first Upwork job, I would say it's a lie. Because do you know, like, I've been on Upwork for almost going to 2 years now, more than even 2 years, going to 3 years now, because I started my data analysis career journey learning Python programming language. And immediately I got my data camp certification as a professional, not just, because data camp has two certificates, associate and professional. I got the two certification. So I got my associate certification as a data scientist. I got my professional certification as a data scientist, and also as a data analyst, professional data analyst, and an associate data analyst. So I took those four exams and I passed them. So I've been on Upwork trying to get a job using these certifications because my first learning regarding data analysis was using Python programming language. So I was searching for jobs regarding Python programming language and data analysis. I bet you I didn't get any. I was bidding for job. At some point, I felt as if um I don't want to say useless. Like, at there's a point where you are searching for something so badly and you keep on getting rejection. Or Upwork is so bad that sometimes you don't even get replies. Sometimes they don't even look at because you are bidding for jobs. You are not the only one. You are among a whole lot of people and you are bidding for jobs. And sometimes you don't your proposals don't even get looked out and your connects are going. You have to pay up to pay for connects, right? So you are looking for money and you are using money to find money and you're not getting any result back. So you know that feeling. God, like last year, last 2 years, I was in this space where at times I was like down, so down. At times I'll have to motivate myself that I have to keep up, I have to improve. That's what data analysis is all anyway all about. You have to keep up improving on yourself, improving yourself. So just like last 2 years, last year I was searching for jobs on Upwork. As at last 2 years, I was actively searching for a job on Upwork. This year I said, oh, no more Upwork job. I won't search on job on Upwork. I will just focus my energy on improving on my skills. And when I feel my skill is up to an extent, or when the spirit tells me to go back to start searching for a job, then I would go back. So that was what I did. That was when I posted that video that I'm going back to Upwork. That was like some few months back. That was when I decided to say, okay, let me give Upwork another chance. Let me see if something good will come out of it, and something good actually came out of it. I'm so grateful. So let me just give you guys the story. As at last week Saturday, I don't know when you'll be watching this video, but as at last week Saturday, from when I created this video, as that it was just last week, okay? As at last week Saturday, I woke up from my sleep, and one thing I usually do when I wake up is I go through my phone, I go through Upwork, and I see if there's any new job available for me to, apply to. So when I woke up that Saturday morning, I just went on Upwork and I saw a job posting. Okay. So normally I usually use the filter button to filter for clients that already have a verified payment and all that. But this time around, I did not filter. Okay. I just went to recent jobs and I searched and I saw these clients and he was looking for a data analyst that can do a certain task. And when I looked at the task, it was actually a simple task that I could do. So I was like, okay, let me apply for the job. You know, the funny thing, I did not even take notes that this client was not a verified payments client, because if I took note that the client was not, I would have not applied for the job, because I feel it's waste of connect to apply for jobs that the clients are not yet, they don't have this verified payment, because some clients, they you apply and they don't hire anybody at the end of the day. I know my connect is going and it's money used in buying this connect, and I don't have a job. That's why I'm applying for jobs, right? So the little money I have, I use it in buying connect, and you have to be very careful on the jobs you're applying for, or you will just be wasting your resources, the little resources you have. Okay. By the time I saw the job was just posted, right? So I think we just had like few people, 1 to 5 people who had already applied for that job. So I quickly applied for the job as well. And I bidded, I did an extra connect bid so that I can come first as the first person on I think first or second on the bidding and chat, okay? Because we just had few people who had applied for the job. I just needed one connect extra to bid in the first position. So that was what I just did. So I bid, I think I used 11 connects to bid for that job. Okay. So it's not the first time I was bidding for jobs. So normally, as I just bid, I will just remove my mind, because most of the times when I keep on tracking and following up, nothing actually comes out. So I just remove my mind. And later that day, few hours time, I got a message. Okay, I got a message and the client responded to me. And I was like, Jesus, like the client messaged me. I was so excited. I remember I wanted to go with my spouse and I was like, oh, the client, I bidded for a job and the client responded to me and I was like, wow, we are going to reply the client and all that. So I replied the client, I told him I could do the job, what I would do and all that. So the client actually asked me what was my price, how much I would want to take for the job. So since I did not have any work experience, because this is I have not had any previous job on Upwork. The other job I told you about which I had was not on Upwork, right? So this is going to be my first job ever on Upwork. So there's no current job experience and whatever on my Upwork account. So I just told him that I'll be taking a fixed price, is certain amount fixed price, if because the job was an hourly job. So I told him, he asked me what was the best price I could do the job for. So I told him that this was the hourly rate I will be taking, but I will be taking this amount as a fixed price to make it much more uh, price friendly for him. Okay, so that was what we bargained for. And I actually gave him that fixed price because I thought that that job was a easy job for me to pull up to do. Okay, so that was it. So we actually talked back and forth. He said he was going to get back to me. I said okay, and later in the evening, because he told me that it was going to take like 3 hours for him to get back to me and all that. But I noticed that it was past 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, no reply, no feedback. And later in the evening, he messaged me that he had already taken somebody else for the job. And it was because I had no job experience on my profile and all that. I felt so bad. I did not reply him. I did not even know what to reply. I just felt bad. So later that evening, when my husband came back, I told him, because my husband actually works on he actually has experience working on Upwork also. So I told him about my clients and all that, and he told me that I should message the client and tell him that I totally understand him, that although I don't have any job experience, I have experience working with other clients of Upwork, and I look forward to working with him in the future. So I did that. I wrote the message and I sent it to the client. Guess what? That was Saturday evening. So I just sent it to the client and I removed my mind. I just felt, I did not get the job. I did not get the job. This is not the first time I've applied for a job that I did not get. So I know I wanted to cry, but I just told myself I'm not going to cry, I beg. So that was I just told myself. So the next day was on Sunday. That Sunday morning, I woke up. I was preparing for church. So I said, let me go through my phone. I went to my phone and I saw this client's message. I have one message from Upwork. I said, who is sending me message on Upwork? I went on Upwork and I saw the message and I saw the client said, oh, he has this feeling in his spirit to work with me and all that. So he has already employed somebody else, but he's going to be employing me alongside with the person, and he's going to see who does the job much more better. Okay. I was like, Jesus, this is how I'm going to get my first Upwork job. Like that. So, like before I knew this, client sent me a contract, we signed, they sent me the job details, and that's how I got my first Upwork job. Like, I still can't believe it. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. Like, I still can't believe it that after these years of praying, of crying, of begging God that God, please just give me just one job. Like, after these years, like, it just came like that. Like that's how I got my first job. I was so excited. I just ran to meet my husband and I told him, oh, the client told me that he was going to give me a job, blah 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 blah. And I was just so happy. He was like, okay, 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 oh yeah, start your job or you've gotten your first job. We'll make sure you do the job well so that you can impress your clients and all that. And I was so excited. I did not go to church last Sunday. I just had to focus on the job. Apart from being excited, I was scared. I was like there were a whole lot of feelings. There was a whole lot of feelings that was going through me at that particular time. Like I was because I was added into a Slack group where I had to work with other people that were working on that project. Like this is one massive project I had worked on. Like it was even different from the other job which I did. This one I had to work in a team, like everything. So I was scared, I was confused, I was worried, I was a whole lot of feelings were going through me. Like I had to calm my nerves down. I had to calm down. But the good part is that I did the job. I completed it about on Friday. Imagine the funniest thing is that when I was bidding for this job, the client asked me that how long can it take for me to complete this job? Remember I told you that it was an hourly job, right? Client told me that how long will it take me to complete this job? But I looked at this job and this job is something I can do. And I told the person that I will be able to finish it in 8 hours. Guess how many hours I used to finish this job? I took days. But it was not because it was actually my fault. These clients, they were creating a dashboard for a data set that they did not have their complete data set. So as they were updating the database, I had more data sets to work with. So we took a bit longer time. Okay. So it was not really because I could not complete the job within certain hours, but we had I did not have the full idea of or the scope of work of what it's going to look like because from the job and description they were like all KPIs were already calculated and all KPIs were actually calculated. We had to create charts and I had to create the dashboard and all that, and some of the data sets were not yet ready, so it took some days for them to update the database for the data sets to be ready. So everything I think I completed the job on Friday, so I took about like 5 days to do the job. But the client was very happy. He messaged me and he was like, he's so happy that I did a great job. I did it within the shortest period of time. That is very wild. And me too, I was also happy. And I even told him that I even gave him appreciation and I thanked him for giving me a chance, like believing in me and giving me that chance to, work on this project with him. So guys, that's how I got my first Upwork data analyst job. Guys, it feels so, I don't, like, I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it that I've gotten my first job. And I pray that from this point, I'll keep on getting good jobs. I'll keep on getting more jobs and more contracts. But it feels so surreal. Like, I still don't believe that I've gotten my first Upwork job. Like, I can still remember when I created that video and I said, Upwork is after my life. Guys, I've gotten my first Upwork job and I am so excited. Please, if you are out there and you are a data analyst or you are into any field and you feel like giving up because you are not getting clients, you've not gotten jobs yet, you've not gotten you are feeling that this is not useful, and you know that this is something you love doing, you know that this is your passion, you know that you actually love doing this thing, please give it time. Just go ahead and improve on your skills. I bet you that somebody out there is going to look for you. Just go ahead and keep on improving on your skills. Don't sit down and wait and say, oh, let me sit down and wait for the job to come. No, keep on improving on your skill and keep on putting your job out there, keep on putting yourself out there for somebody to finally see you one day. And I bet you when that day comes, it's going to be magical. Those past years of you crying, of you witching, of you waiting, those pains you feel, you're not going to feel it anymore because that's your prayer you've always prayed for. Somehow it has just been answered. Guys, like I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say. I just came here to share my joy with all of you. I just came here to share my joy with you guys. Like finally, I got my first Upwork job and I worked with my clients and he liked it. He liked the job. I'm so excited. For my first Upwork experience, let me just talk briefly about it. My first Upwork experience, like normally when you watch videos regarding getting your first job on Upwork, everybody always tell you to put in your best. And I bet you, I would also ask you to, ensure for you to put in your best, okay? But remember, like I said earlier, I actually promised this guy because they usually say, less promises and over deliver, right? I actually promised this person 8 hours, but at the end of the day, we spent over 5 days in on this project. But the good thing about it is I actually delivered at the end of the day because my client actually loved the job and he was so grateful for it. So that's usually the basic thing. I guess I don't know if I had told this client that I would have been able to use if I had told this client that I would use a longer time, I don't know if this client would have given me the job. Maybe because I told him 8 hours, I felt so confident in myself and I said, yes, I can do this in 8 hours. That was why he decided to give me the job. I don't know what happened. But I just want to tell you that everybody's journey is not going to be the same with your journey. So just, do it yourself. Do it the best way you can do it. Apply for a job. Like, go ahead, apply for a job. And, when you go to the interview, make sure you put in your best. I was very nervous when I was working on this project at first because it was quite different from my first project. From my first project, I had calls with my clients. At first, we were chatting on mails, then we did video calls, we did interview. I walked him through a lot of my projects. Like, because we had a whole lot of call, I wasn't really nervous with him. At first I was nervous, but when we started having calls, we started talking, we started having interaction, I felt free with him. I was no longer nervous. But with these clients, we didn't really call. Okay. We just did message on Upwork. He sent me a contract, then he added me to their team community group on Slack and we started talking there. So I did not have anybody to talk to, release this tension, release this nervousness and everything. So I was a bit tense. And coupled with the fact that this was my first project and everybody's always saying, make sure your first project you over deliver. I was quite tense. I was very tense. Guys, I was very tense. I won't lie at all. Like at the time I was afraid. I was like, I don't know why. The funniest part is I don't even know why I was scared. I don't know why I was scared because this is actually a simple task I can do, but I was scared. But anyway, I was at the end of the day working on the project. When I got a hang of it, the nervousness and the fear just left me. When I started working on the project, I got free. I was no longer nervous. I was no longer scared and all that. And by the end of the project, like I was like this is something I do almost every day. Every month I always make sure I work on projects. So I was no longer scared or nervous. So that's just it. Guys, I said I should come here to share this good news with each and every one of you. So if you are still waiting, you are still job sessions, job hunting, I pray that you get your good news very soon. And please make sure you come and share it with me also under this comment section. Okay. So I'll be posting the proposal later, which I wrote, so that you can also adapt it if you are trying to get your first job or if you have been bidding for a job and you've not been getting any. Okay. Because the funniest thing about this is that within this period I've been applying for a job, I have used different types of proposal letter, cover letters. I have tweaked, I have done this, I've done research, I've used ChatGPT. Finally, guys, I will share it with you guys so that you guys can also make use of it also. So okay, so this brings me to the end of this video. I am so happy. I'm really, really, really very, very happy. This brings me to the end of this video. Okay, so if you are an Upwork or if you are in the stage of your data analyst career and you are searching for a job or you are job hunting, you can go ahead and drop that on the comment section. Okay, so that we can go ahead and discuss, share ideas, and also if you are a guru in the Upwork space already, you can drop 1 or 2 tips for us in the comment section that we can learn from it. So guys, this brings me to the end of this YouTube video. And don't forget, I have a YouTube channel called the Medi Data Perspective channel where I teach you how to analyze healthcare data using tools such as Python programming language, Tableau, and SQL. It's going to be popping on your screen right now. So go ahead and check that YouTube channel out. If you're trying to level up your skill, learning how to analyze your data, especially healthcare data. And make sure you drop on the comment section there that you are from this YouTube channel so I can give you a shout out. Okay, so guys, bye for now and see you in my next video. Hopefully, I have more good news to bring to you on my next video. So, bye guys.